All right, hello and welcome to Rev Sports. We've got a full house today. Boria Mujumdar joins us. So does Bharat Ramraj, and soon Shubhayan Chakrabarti will also be there. Now the Anderson Tendulkar Trophy is done and dusted. Two of the biggest names from Indian cricket were not there, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, who announced their retirement only a month before the Anderson Tendulkar Trophy. But looking back at this series, there were very few moments, or at least say negligent moments, where you thought, "Oh, we miss a Virat Kohli," or "Oh, we miss a Rohit Sharma." There were not many moments like that over there. But again, when we look to the future, there's only one format that fans will be dying to see Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli in the ODI format. And when it comes to the 2027 ODI World Cup, there are already reports going around that when it comes to the management, Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma are not in the scheme of things. Are we going to see them finally play for India one last time, or is it already the end of Rohit and Kohli? What do you think, Boria? Do you think 2027 still holds some hope for Rohit Kohli fans, or it's not happening at all?
See, I've just, excuse me, I've just done a column on this. First things first, I don't think it is an entitlement for anyone. No one. Whether it is Rohit Sharma, whether it is Virat Kohli, whether it is any player. Playing for India cannot be an entitlement, however good you are in the past. And like I keep saying to each one of you, it is about how good are you on your present day. So the way I see this is, that it's not an entitlement for either Rohit or Kohli. The last time the two of them played Champions Trophy, Rohit played a stellar hand as captain, won the Champions Trophy. Bharat was there. Uh, Rohit played a brilliant hand, even in the final had a 76 match-winning effort. Virat played a very good tournament. So basis performance, and in my scheme of things, the only thing that matters is performance. Like in Test cricket, Rohit did not have the performance to merit a place on his own without a question mark in England. Yes, he would have played maybe, but performance-wise, there were many question marks on Rohit. Even for Virat, the Test performance had been on a declining curve outside of stump problem, etc. As far as ODI cricket is concerned, performance is there. ODI cricket, England, performance was there. ODI cricket, Champions Trophy, performance was there. Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, both. Now, you are not playing Test, you are not playing T20. Suppose you go to Australia, which you will. Sydney, 25th October, you play a game, you've played your 3 matches, your 4 matches. Post that, what? You are not playing the Test series against South Africa. You are not going to play any other format. So how do you keep yourself ready for the grind of international cricket? Is the question. Will they play domestic cricket? If they don't play domestic cricket, how will they show they are ready? So the hunger, Gargi, the word here is hunger. Do they have the hunger to stay on for 27? If they have the hunger to stay on till 27, they have to play domestic cricket. They have to keep themselves ready for every ODI. Every ODI come 2026. Prove the point that their bodies are still ready. They are ready to go through the grind. They want to do the hard yards. And if they are, I don't see anyone removing them. Question is, do they have it in them? Do they still have fuel left in the tank to go and do that work for India? Or are they done? I personally want to see them both. But again, it boils down to the fact that do both of these stars have the hunger beyond Australia to go back to the domestic grind, keep them in shape, play ODIs in 2026, and then think of 27. But it is not an entitlement.
Bharat, what are your thoughts on this? Boria brings up a great point here that ultimately it also depends on Virat and Rohit and whether they have the hunger or they have what it takes to continue for another year. What are your thoughts?
See, first of all, we live in some different times because if you think of 1990s, 2000s, 2000, even 2010s, there were a lot more ODI cricket played. So what used to happen was even if you were playing in a single format, you would get the chance to play ODI cricket, so you would be in that rigor. But we live in times where you see a lot more T20Is. If obviously there are lots of leagues around, but other than that, you see a lot of T20Is and some Test cricket, but not much of ODI cricket. You may get one ODI series here or one ODI series there. So that is where the problem is for both Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, because they are now playing in a single format. It is about being in the rigor. So see, there is no question mark about Rohit Sharma's greatness in ODI cricket. There's no question mark about Virat Kohli's greatness in ODI cricket. But it's also about the muscle memory. You need to have that muscle memory. If you don't play for 4 or 5 months, suddenly you will get rusty. You might lose a little bit of that muscle memory. You might be the greatest player. You might have scored 50 ODI hundreds, 51 ODI hundreds, 52 ODI hundreds, but still you have to be in that trigger. I think that is where the problem is for both Kohli and Rohit Sharma. So in that respect, it is fine if the board or someone asks you to play domestic cricket, because see, obviously in domestic cricket they will face some 120 km per hour bowlers and they will smash them all over the park with a white ball not doing much. But it's also about getting back into that zone. Again, as it's already been noted, that it's about having that hunger, whether they have the hunger of going back and playing a little bit of domestic cricket to be in that trigger. They're now not getting any younger. By 2027 World Cup, one of them will be maybe over 40 years, another one will be something around 38 years. So you need that kind of insatiable hunger to keep going. Hopefully, from cricketing point of view, hopefully they will be around by 2027 World Cup. But if you ask me, I think the road looks a little bit difficult for them because solely because of the fact that you don't see too much of ODI cricket being played. So they might play 3 matches here, 3 matches next year. Who knows? So they won't get to play too much of ODI cricket going into that World Cup.
See, Gargi, my point is just add before you take over on this one. See, the fact that both of them wanted to play 27 or had 27 in mind is evident to me from one thing. If you did not have 27 in mind, you should have retired from both formats. You had anyway retired from T20 cricket last year, right? So you were playing Test match cricket and ODI cricket. So when you retired in May, if you did not want to continue in any format, retire wholly. Why did you retire only from Test cricket? Because clearly at that point in time, either you were undecided whether my body will hold, whether I will be able to do it, etc., etc. You retired from Test cricket. So clearly you did not retire from ODI. That tells me you were either undecided about ODI or you were wanting to play ODIs. Could not be more. So if either is the case that you are undecided, suppose you are undecided. Now undecided का आंसर तो एक ही हो सकता है. Undecided का आंसर एक ही होगा that only when you are playing the Australia tour will you realize whether you are good enough or not. Is the body holding up or not? And as Bharat said, next year 3 ODIs in Jan, maybe 3 in March or whatever it is. So matches will be infrequent, and that is a serious challenging issue as far as I'm concerned. How do you keep the body ready? How do you keep the motivation ready? Can you, without a single person, 2 crores and two people watching, can you play Vijay Hazare? Does that motivate you still? Can you go to practice? Do you go and practice with the domestic team, and can you motivate yourself for that? Having played international cricket with this kind of rigor and this kind of stardom for the last 15, 20 years. It will be challenging for sure, but that's what greatness is about. Rohit Sharma, for example, has not won the 50-over World Cup. 2011, he missed out. 15, he came close. Had a brilliant tournament in Australia. That 100 against Bangladesh. 19, he was the best batter in the world. 500s in England. 23, all of us know how good he was and the impact, and ended in heartbreak. So if you take Rohit Sharma's career, yes, people will say WTC he hasn't won. But this is a format where Rohit Sharma has been the best in the world. Not in Test cricket. Rohit Sharma has been the undisputed number 1 player in this particular format in the world. 19, 23. Look at the kind of impact. Will he not want to finish off on a high in this format? Does he not want to push his body? Now, these are questions that Rohit will have to answer. I don't see the BCCI pushing him. I don't. I see the BCCI pushing both if they are both not hungry enough. That's why I say this is not an entitlement. It is not. Nothing is an entitlement in life. Nothing. Playing for India, there is a Jaiswal sitting down. There is a Gill. There are multiple people with tremendous amount of talent waiting in the ranks who merit a place in that side. You have to earn your place. You have to earn your place to be in that ODI team and go ahead and play in South Africa. Will India need the experience? Possibly, yes. South Africa is not an easy place to tour. But this is going to be a real hard grind. And for the only reason that the number of ODIs are not many, will they be able to keep themselves motivated? will they be able to keep themselves in the grind, in form, push their bodies, and go through the hard yards on a daily basis in domestic cricket? If you ask me, I want to see the hunger, but the answer is at this point in time, no one knows.
Absolutely, no one knows. And right now, Boria, something I wanted to ask you, something I wanted to ask before I go to Bharat here, is the fact that when we look at the media domain as well, there are a lot of reports going around that from the management, Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma are not in the scheme of things at this point when it comes to the 2027 ODI World Cup.
See, I've also read reports on that, right? But here's the point. Now, when you read that report, what is there in that report? That report says if they want to, they will have to play domestic cricket. Is that rocket science? No. Everybody knows 2027 is 2 years away. Can you sit down today and say, now 2 years back, if I would have asked you, now this is what, July, right? August of 2023. If I asked you August of 2023, tell me Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli would have retired from Test cricket in 25. Would you have said? No, you can't. 2 years is a long time in sport. Number one. How the hell can you predict 2 years down the line what will happen? Logically, these two players don't play two formats. Chances? Minimal. But that's what sport is. Do you have the hunger? Do you want to go play Australia? Do you want to go play domestic cricket? Do you want to stay in shape? Do you want to be in the grind? Do you still have the motivation? They don't need the money. They don't need anything. They have nothing to prove. What they need, and the only thing they need, do they want to be part of that story more? That India jersey, does it appeal to them more? That 50-over World Cup, does it appeal to them more? One final shot, do they want that? And if they want that, will they push their bodies to that limit? Because see, IPL is 2 months. It'll take care of itself. IPL has its own grind. How much of international cricket will these two fellows play other than the IPL? Other than the IPL, domestic cricket, chalo maan lete hai, but 2 mahina to aap shape mein rahoge. You are continuously in shape for Mumbai Indian and RCB. Assuming RCB doesn't get a sanction or anything, Virat will play. So 2 months of the year is taken care of. What about the others? What about the others? How many ODIs? Bharat, how many ODIs are India going to play next year? 3 in England, right? June.
Yes.
3 in England, July. I am assuming with the 27 World Cup, BCCI will put at least another 5-10 in place. It's only logical that you will get them to play more ODIs. You will fix a series here. This year's Bangladesh series has been pushed to 26. So you can add 3 more ODIs there. You will have a couple more against Sri Lanka. So chalo maan lo 12 days of the year maan lete hain. 15 days? 15 ODI cricket. 15 days means chalo 15 ODIs. Training for how many days? 2 more? So 15 into 2, 30. 45 days of cricket. What about the others? So you're actually telling me that 10 months, 2 months of IPL chhod ke, these fellows will be in shape for 45 days of the year. What about the other 9 months? That is the challenge, Gargi. And I keep telling you, for every one of us, now you take a month off, you will be rusty. You take a month of anchoring. For tomorrow, you will be in holiday, right? You'll be on holiday for 2 weeks. Trust me, the day you come back, you will be rusty. It's natural. Any human being, this is a matter of habit for us. This is our cricket, right? This is our temple. When you do it after 15 days, you will be rusty. Now, these fellows are playing high-level international sport. Question is, do they have the hunger? What about fitness? What about the mental zeal? What about the inner challenge? What is the hunger level for both of these players will determine. So I am not buying into these reports. I never buy into such reports because such reports don't make much sense to me. If Rohit Sharma has a fantastic ODI series against Australia or Virat Kohli has a fantastic ODI series against Australia, who will come and tell them don't play? Who can? If I perform in this day and age, even today, suppose Virat Kohli wanted to play the England Test series and put his name for selection, would he have not been picked? Of course he would have been picked. हाँ, England में अगर जाके उसने अच्छा नहीं खेला तो आप drop कर देते. Question is, can these two chaps do that in Australia and make sure that they automatically tick the box of being able to get selected? It is not an entitlement. So I don't read too much into these reports. Hard to play one format. I say this with, and it is hugely hard. When you're not playing 3 formats, you're playing just one. That to a format which is not as important for the next 1 year till the T20 World Cup. It is bloody hard, very hard. So that's how, if you conjecture and if you piece your puzzle together, you will understand where the reports are coming from.
Bharat, in our comment section, while we talk about Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, and again, it's all up in the air. We can't predict whether or not these two will, the two legends will play. But there is a third name that is cropping up here, and there is a question mark over his future as well, and it is Sir Ravindra Jadeja. Do you think he also finds a place?
In ODI cricket, I think it's going to be quite tough for him. See, with great respect, I think by now he's a great Test cricketer. In his own right, he's a great Test cricketer. But in the shorter formats, I think with time it will be tougher and tougher for him. Point one, there is Akshar Patel. Around. He provides something similar to Jadeja, but I think he's a relatively better batsman than Jadeja in ODI cricket. And then you also add, I'm not saying Washington Sundar is at Akshar Patel's level in ODI cricket, but he's also coming through the ranks. He's someone who can give you that little bit of off spin. Yes, off spin in ODI cricket may not be huge, but still, Gautam Gambhir backs him as a batsman as well. So when you consider that, I think Jadeja definitely has a task on his hand, because even if you look at his ODI record compared to his test record, it doesn't make for a great reading in the sense that he's someone who, yeah, his strike rate is around 85 with the bat. He's taken about 1 wicket per match. So Akshar Patel can definitely do that, and he's younger and is perhaps the better version of Jadeja in ODI cricket in terms of his batting, because he can bat at number 5, he can bat at number 4 if needed against spin bowling. So I feel he's on a slippery rope when it comes to ODIs, Ravindra Jadeja.
Boria, where do you see Ravindra Jadeja's future heading when it comes to ODI? Yeah.
This is a good question. This is a very, very good question. In fact, we are all talking about Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. I actually do see Ravindra Jadeja, because he's continuing to play Test cricket. He will be integral to your Test team in India. I see the fellow as good in the field. I see him tremendously agile. You've seen him from closest quarters in England. You have seen the way he's batted, means intense powers of concentration are still there. As a batter, he was a revelation. 500 runs don't come easy in difficult circumstances. As a bowler in domestic conditions, he will be a gem again. So Ravindra Jadeja's fitness, mental health, and physical prowess, 3 are right up there. So here the question is, does Ravindra Jadeja want to play the 50-over World Cup? I think he will want to. I do see Ravindra Jadeja around. Ravindra Jadeja in the 50-over format can still very much play. I see him playing Test cricket also, by the way, this whole WTC cycle. Anyone comes and tells me Ravindra Jadeja, there is no way Ravindra Jadeja is going to phase out. After this England series, why on earth should Ravindra Jadeja not play against West Indies? He'll buy a bag full of wickets. Bharat was making this point about Jadeja, West Indies and spin. Jadeja bowls on any wicket against the West Indies, he will give a bag full of wickets. No stopping. South Africa, left arm spin. If you give Jadeja conducive conditions, he will get wickets. No question. So West Indies, South Africa, aapka ho gaya. Do you see Ravindra Jadeja in the mix for Australia in 27? When India plays that 5-match series? I do. New Zealand, Jadeja will perhaps not play, but might play as a batter like in England. But Australia series, do I see him play? Yes, I do. So when I see Ravindra Jadeja in this format, playing Test match cricket, obviously playing IPL, he has a far greater chance. My only question here is, will the conditions in South Africa want a Ravindra Jadeja in the final 11? That is the only question here, because look, in the ODI format, will you want somebody who's a pace bowling all-rounder? Will you want a Hardik Pandya? He will be your first choice. He will be your first choice all-rounder. Will there be somebody else who comes up in the interim? Does Ravindra Jadeja in normal circumstances merit a place in the 50-over team in South African conditions? Is a question that you have to ask. But as an all-round option, and by the way, South African pitches have also changed. Durban is much more spin friendly now. South African wickets have also changed over a period of time, and it is not the South African wickets of the past. And I'm pretty much sure the 2027 World Cup, when it's a white ball tournament, the wickets will be batting friendly. So the answer to your question is yes, I do. I also see Akshar Patel pushing Ravindra Jadeja, but Ravindra Jadeja, if he wants to play, I do absolutely see him play in 2027.
Just a small point.
Yeah.
I think the thing with Akshar Patel is he's able to bat at number 4 or number 5. He can be used as a floater. I think that is where Ravindra Jadeja's biggest competition comes from, because the other left arm spinner, he can do almost something similar to Jadeja in terms of bowling with control, and he can be used as a floater. So from that perspective, I think he has a tough competition on his hands. Let's see what happens.
Yes, the question that I was asking, and you can both answer it, is: do you not also see a Washington Sundar cropping up? And if he does, do you see both Ravindra Jadeja and Washington Sundar playing? Because you can't have three, off spin all rounders with Aksar, Washington, and Jadeja. So there will definitely be competition.
Good question again. And I do see Washington Sundar making a pitch. Where is Aksar Patel in this? So look, all of a sudden, and I've said this multiple times to you in our personal conversations as well, that India as a white ball nation is by far the best in the world at the moment. By far, alongside maybe Australia. But even Australia doesn't, because Australia, that same fast bowling crop comes and does every job. The moment you look beyond this fast bowling crop, baki jinko maine dekha hai, I don't see they're as good. So this same four, a Cummins, a Stark, a Hazelwood, and a Boland. Beyond that, the second crop that I see in Australia, Spencer Johnson and Aaron Hardy, ABCD, are not as good enough. When I see the Indian white ball setup, whether it is the T20 setup, whether it is the Champions Trophy setup, I see it's a phenomenal setup. And the level of talent in the Indian white ball team is so good, and people are coming up the ranks. Someone like a Rian Parag. Bharat was making the point about spin, which is a well taken point. But Rian Parag, in conditions where it is pace bowling friendly, imagine this guy doesn't even make your team. Imagine Rian Parag sits out. Imagine, there are quite a few. You can name an Aksar Patel or a Ravindra Jadeja one plays. Imagine a Kuldeep Yadav doesn't get to play every game. A Yuzvendra Chahal is not even in the scheme of things anymore. He's outside and a proper wicket-taking option. Look at his IPL record. You will see India's white ball riches. Sanju Samson, definitely a deserving candidate, sits outside. What about Rishabh Pant? Rishabh Pant he was sitting out in the Champions Trophy. Remember, he did not play a single game. Imagine a player as talented as Rishabh Pant in a 50-over format sits out for the entire tournament. Did not play a single match, Rishabh Pant. That is the kind of riches you have in white ball. So Washington Sundar, I do see him making a pitch. This impact player rule in the IPL has pushed him back somewhat. Gautam Gambhir loves him. And now after this series, he has thrust himself in the reckoning for every possible format. He will play as a batting all-rounder overseas and a bowling all-rounder in India. So I do see him making a pitch. So the question will be, Washington Sundar, Ravindra Jadeja, Aksar Patel. How many can you accommodate in a 50-over team in South Africa in those conditions? That is where your answer lies. But I love this. I love competition. This is one tournament India has not won since 2011. This is one tournament India does want to win badly. So it'll be nice to see what transpires, Gargi. But abundance of riches as far as our white ball is concerned.
Bharat, let's also talk about the Asia Cup a little bit, because we've pretty much discussed all the three legends of the game at the moment, that there is a question mark in front of their careers when it comes to the 2027 ODI World Cup. But let's go back to the Asia Cup, because only a few days later the Asia Cup will start. So let's talk about the vice captain, and it is a news that Shubhayan only put out only a few minutes ago, and it is about Shubman Gill. Now, Shubman Gill could very well be the vice captain of the team. From Surya Kumar Yadav, from what we've heard, he's also training. He's fine at the moment and will likely be the captain of the T20 side in the tournament. But when it comes to Shubman Gill, I think it's just difficult to ignore him. And do you at one point see an all-format captain in Shubman Gill for Indian cricket?
Yes, see, in some ways he showed leadership qualities in England. I'm not thinking about the tactical nose, but he still showed some leadership qualities. So one fine day he might become an all-format captain, but I'm more interested in how will he fit into that particular 11 as a vice captain? Because, yeah, I understand Sanju Samson had some failures against England, but still they're backing him at the top of the order alongside Abhishek Sharma. If you want to get Shreyas Iyer somewhere in the mix, that's what you keep hearing. If you want to get him in the mix, you would want him to bat somewhere at number 5 or around that slot. So it would be interesting to see how Gill would fit in. Maybe they will take out Tilak Varma from that batting unit and try to fit in Shubman Gill. But that would be an interesting point to look at. Maybe they're also thinking on the lines that the conditions in the UAE, to some extent, at some point, you might need a batter in the middle order or somewhere at number three who can come in and score at a decent rate. Doesn't just go out there and clear his front leg and go bang bang, but tries to rotate the strike a little more in those conditions. So that could be another reason why Gill is coming into the mix. But I definitely would be interested to see how Gill would fit into that particular batting unit, because he definitely has to bat in top three if he has to make it into the 11.
I think it will also depend partly on Surya Kumar Yadav. If Surya Kumar Yadav remains
Unfit?
at this point, see, my update on Surya Kumar Yadav is it will be touch and go. Surya Kumar Yadav has started batting, that is a fact. Surya Kumar Yadav's recovery is going to plan, that is also a fact. But is Surya Kumar Yadav 100% already, and can you and I say that 100% Surya Kumar Yadav is playing the Asia Cup? At this point, we can't say that. We can't say that. We have to wait and see how the recovery progresses. We have to see how India's captain shapes up. We have to see, in fact, we cannot jump at the moment, okay? So that's the point that I'm trying to make. Don't jump the gun and say Surya Kumar Yadav is 100%. You don't know. Surya Kumar Yadav is not a 25-year-old. Surya Kumar Yadav is beyond 30, 33, 34, 35. Surya Kumar Yadav's body will have a certain mechanism. Surya Kumar Yadav, I hope, I pray, I want him to be 100% and play. If Surya Kumar Yadav is not playing, then automatically Shubman Gill gets that spot. And Shubman Gill gets that spot as vice captain, possibly because then Hardik might be elevated. Right? Shubman Gill gets that spot. And once Shubman Gill gets that spot, he has to play. He's your test captain, possible ODI captain in the future. If you get Shubman Gill into that squad, Shubman Gill will not be able to sit out. You're not going to make Shubman Gill sit outside and have him in the reserves. That's not going to happen. So what happens to Surya and what is your thoughts on Tilak will actually decide the fate of Shubman Gill. Otherwise, this lineup more or less picks how do you drop an Abhishek Sharma. You can't. He's your number one batter in ICC rankings at the moment, has done very well. Sanju Samson, your number one wicket keeper as far as Asia Cup is concerned. Rishabh Pant unwell. If you check that batting order, Shreyas Iyer 100% makes it back. Nobody can stop Shreyas Iyer's comeback. And if you are getting Shreyas Iyer back, again, he's not one player who you will get him back in the team to make him sit out. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So the Surya spot and the Tilak spot. Because after that is Hardik. After that, your all-rounders, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it goes. So these are the two spots, Gargi. Surya plays 3, job done. If Surya doesn't play, Gill plays 3. Gill plays 3, he becomes vice captain. Surya plays, it becomes a muddle. That's where you have to see, do I get Gill for Tilak? Do I get who? So it's an interesting one. I think another week or 10 days. Today is what? Today is the 10th. So around the 20th, when the team will get picked, third week of this thing, around then, we will have an idea as to where Surya stands. If Surya is ready, then your thought process will be molded in one particular way. If Surya is not ready, then it's a straight walk-in and Gill becomes vice captain and walks in. So again, I say this, I think we cannot jump the gun on this one, but I understand where Shubhan was coming from, because Surya Kumar Yadav at this point in time, all going well, is still not 100%.
All right. That makes sense. And if Surya Kumar Yadav is still there and Shubman Gill is to be slotted into the team, Bharat, do you think it's Tilak Varma who loses his spot?
Only spot.
Who else? Who else? Yeah, he only has to go. He only has to go because Gill has to bat in the top order, in top 3. He can't bat at 4 or 5 or 6. So Shai Sair will definitely fit in at number 5 or on those lines. So one player has to go, and that
What
is
about Sai?
No,
Sai Sudarshan, I'm not sure he will get in. I don't think he'll get in.
I don't think either. Despite his IPL heroics and what is that called? Cap, orange cap, or
Orange.
which one is the batter cap?
Orange.
Batter is orange. So that orange cap and all of these performances, I don't see a spot. How do you drop an Abhishek? How do you change a Sanju? How do you change any of these caps? By the way, they've done gun efforts in T20 cricket.
Even
India has
Yashish is barely
50 runs.
finding a place.
Jaiswal. I think the backup opener is Jaiswal.
Yes. Yes.
I think the backup opener is Jaiswal. Imagine the depth, because in a couple of years, your Vaibhav Suryavanshi will also be ready to knock the doors of a T20. Imagine the kind of riches you have in this particular format. It is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I mean, two teams, who said this? Two teams India can field? Actually, India can field two good T20 teams and both will be
Yes.
equally competitive. Somebody said this, right? Who? Somebody.
Mitchell Stark said it recently. Mitchell
Who said
Stark
it?
said it.
Mitchell Stark.
Recently, Mitchell
Oh,
Stark.
really?
He's right. Imagine a KL Rahul sits out.
Absolutely.
Imagine a Rishabh Pant sits out.
And
Imagine
Hardik Pandya said it some few years ago. Hardik Pandya said it recently. Mitchell Stark.
Hardik. So Shivam Dubey sits out. A Ravindra Jadeja sits out. A Ruturaj Gaikwad sits out. Imagine, no. Just look at
Nitish
the kind
Kumar
of talent.
Reddy.
Nitish Kumar Reddy sits out. Boy. I mean,
What a
if you
team.
actually, Mukesh Kumar, all these chaps, these guys will not find a place. Khalil will not find a place. If you get a Kuldeep Yadav, it will be a shootout between a Kuldeep Yadav and a Ravi Bishnoi. One of them will get in. One of them will have to sit out. There's a tremendous talent is in white ball cricket as far as India is concerned. I mean, tremendousness.
All
But
right, then also.
it's not unbelievable. In a population of 150 crore, everyone plays cricket. It's expected. Does everyone play cricket? Right? How many play cricket in the Northeast? Come and show me. How many play cricket in Odisha? How many play cricket in? Come and show me. No. And let's say everybody plays hockey in Odisha. How many medals has India won in the Olympic Games? Everybody plays football in Bengal. Everybody plays football in Goa. Everybody plays football in Kerala. Everybody plays football in Kochi. What is India's world ranking at the moment? 126. So what if everybody plays? So what? Doesn't mean anything. Bengal has a population of more than Europe. Some countries at least. 9 crores in Calcutta. We all play football. Everybody go to the Calcutta Maidans. Everybody is playing football. Goa, everybody is playing football. Where is your football standard, my friend? This doesn't explain anything. It is a talent base for two reasons. Credit to BCCI. BCCI has created a structure whereby the talent is coming to the fore every second. Credit where due. The credit here is to the BCCI and the structure of Indian cricket. Credit is to the IPL. Because of the money, every person now wants to play. If Gargi's generation, had she been 5 years before, her parents would have said, go play the sport when a WPL and make a career. Why are you in journalism? It will not pay you that kind of money. So now every young boy, young girl, every person, growing up the ladder will want to make a career because there is enough and more career opportunities and money. That is what defines Indian cricket, and credit to the BCCI and credit to the IPL.
Last 5-7 minutes on the show, we'll go to the comment section and take comments here. Anirban Banerjee is saying, Shubman Gill, I think he's talking about. He is being made the vice captain just to be parachuted into the playing 11. Otherwise, he doesn't merit a place in the 11. What do you think, Bharat?
100% sure you can see doesn't merit a place. I understand on a typical flat pitch, on a batting paradise, where you are looking at 260 runs, maybe to some extent there could be a question mark or two, but in certain conditions, Shubman Gill definitely can come into the equation. He's a decent to fine player of spin in certain conditions in limited overs cricket. He can definitely come down the wicket, hit a lot of sixes, a lot of boundaries. So he might come good in the prevailing conditions in the UAE, and we have seen Tilak Verma struggle against spin bowling on certain pitches. I'm not saying on all pitches, but on certain pitches where there's a little bit of turn, where there's a little bit of resistance for spinners, he's tended to struggle. Recently, Adil Rashid had him on tenter hooks. So considering all that, yes, Shubman Gill, I think warrants a place in certain climes, but I understand that I won't look at him as a gun player, as some top 3, top 5 player in T20 cricket, but definitely can come into the equation in certain climes like the UAE.
Arvind Athreyas is asking, how is Rishabh Pant ahead of KL Rahul? He had a poor IPL, poor T20 World Cup 2024.
We are not even considering Rishabh Pant here. Where is the question of Rishabh Pant coming? Rishabh Pant is not in the scheme of things for the Asia Cup, so this is a futile question to ask. Neither KL Rahul nor Rishabh Pant, neither of the two of them are in the mix for the Asia Cup. So what is the point of asking this question? Rishabh Pant is ahead of KL Rahul in the 50 over format because that's a different format. And again, we are not even there. He was part of the Champions Trophy. He did not do anything wrong to be dropped. Rishabh Pant was very much part of the Champions Trophy team. So how do you drop a Rishabh Pant? That is how he's ahead. Simple as that. As far as the T20 format is concerned, neither Rishabh Pant, who is an injured person at the moment, and KL Rahul has not done anything to merit a spot in the T20 team, makes it. So no debate. Number one wicketkeeper is Sanju Samson. Number two wicketkeeper possibly is Jitesh Sharma as a finisher. That's it. There is no other wicket-keeping option that I'm seeing at the moment. Not KL Rahul. KL Rahul, where will KL Rahul bat? KL Rahul has to bat at number 4 or has to open? Do you have a chance there? No. So where does KL Rahul bat? KL Rahul doesn't have a position here. KL Rahul now is playing at his very best in red ball cricket. The best I've ever seen KL Rahul play. But in the T20 format, where is a spot for KL Rahul? It's not there. So why are we unnecessarily debating things? By the way, Shubman Gill, I want to add, is a gun player. The problem is, Gargi, you have an abundance of riches that you have to drop a Shubman Gill.
Yeah.
You can't even accommodate a Shubman Gill. If you take a look at some of his innings for Gujarat Titans, you will know how good that guy is. Imagine Calcutta. Difficult wicket, a match you covered. You covered from the ground. Imagine the way he batted for the Gujarat Titans in that match against KKR in Calcutta on a wicket where you had a Varun Chakravarti and a Sunil Narayan at the other end. Brilliant. That chap doesn't feature as a permanent spot in the T20 team. That's the kind of gun talent you have. Unreal. Unreal.
Nikhil Kumar is asking, what's the issue with taking a conventional spinner in T20 and Tests? Seeing the art of spin dying, Shane Warne, Harbhajan Ashwi, Muralitharan. Bharat?
Yeah, he took up Muralitharan's name, so I will just add what Muralitharan once said about modern day spinners in T20 cricket. He talked about how spinners these days just try to fire it in. So that is what maybe coaches are looking at as well. If you look at spinners from another time, even he had talked about Shane Warne here. He used to get that impart that drift. You see that a little bit with Washington Sundar. You saw that in the Test series against England. But in T20 cricket, what you definitely see these days is ballers just darting it in, bowling stump to stump line, making sure that the ball at about 95 kilometers per hour, 100 kilometers per hour, and not giving anything for the batter to hit. So I think that is where the problem is. T20 cricket with such good willows around, with the batters getting more and more powerful, hitting so many sixes, spinners have lost the art of beating the batsman in the air. So that is why I think traditional, I'm thinking about conventional type of spin. I think that is a dying art, but still definitely spin bowling as such is definitely still thriving, because you see spinners bowling quick through the air, and you are seeing a different type of spinners. Like wrist spinners who just bowl stump to stump line and hope that if the batter misses it, or if he's not able to line him up, he will get out. So that is why I think the problem is there with off spinners, because coaches are a little bit afraid that they will get smashed around by the right-handers.
Okay. There was one comment here. It flew away again. I had just stopped the
I do
comment.
see somebody like a Kuldeep Yadav, Gargi made this point about Kuldeep Yadav on our show last day, and I think she's 100% right. Kuldeep Yadav, look, quality cannot be stopped by anyone. Kuldeep Yadav won many matches for Delhi, had a bit of a lean slump in the middle, but he was bowling beautifully at the start of the tournament. So Kuldeep Yadav is somebody I do see in India's Asia Cup squad, for sure.
Yeah, I'll just add a point. Kuldeep as well, just one word, a few words.
Sure.
He's also bowling quicker through the air. That is a clear indicator of where T20 cricket is basically going, because he's more of a traditional wrist spinner, but he also started to bowl a little bit quicker through the air just for the T20 format.
Yeah. Let me answer this one about KL Rahul.
Yeah, final question. Yeah.
KL Rahul is an outstanding red ball player. Now, you are saying KL Rahul has scored 500 runs at a strike rate of 150, etc., etc. Where will you bat KL Rahul for India? Tell me. His only position to bat is at the top, or maybe at number 4. You can't bat KL Rahul as a finisher. Now, if KL Rahul scores at 150, Jaiswal and Abhishek Sharma will score at 200. Or Sanju Samson will score at, how much does India get now? 6 over 70 runs. That's a strike rate of 200. Will KL Rahul bat in the same manner as these fellows? The nature of the game has changed. Nobody is faulting KL Rahul, saying KL Rahul is a bad player. Of course not. KL Rahul is a legend of the game. Everybody knows it. Does he fit in this scheme of things? No, he doesn't. KL Rahul has to be batted at the top of the order or at number 4. I think KL Rahul has found his mojo in Test match cricket. He will continue to be India's gun opener for the next couple of years. I don't think ODI cricket also is finished for KL Rahul. That is a format where you still have a bit more time. So that also I don't think. And now that he's keeping, can he make himself a keeper batter and a possible keeper batter like he did in the 2023 World Cup? That is an option for sure. Because Rishabh Pant in the Champions Trophy was your option there. Rishabh did not play. So can KL make himself available there and put up a competition for 2027? South Africa batting skills might be required. T20, I don't see KL Rahul, Gargi. I don't. I mean, in what way do I see KL Rahul fitting into this T20 side? I think the mantra of India's T20 cricket has also changed, and I don't see KL Rahul fitting in.
Problem of plenty.
True. Problem of plenty and tremendous talent. I keep saying, I mean, look at the bag of talent you have. That you have to leave a Gill, you have to leave a Kale, you have to. Shreya Iyer did not find a place. You have to look at it, na. So Ruturaj Gaikwad, ये सब लोग बाकी टीम में आप जाके डाल दो, सब टीम में खेल लेगा.
Exactly, and that's what the IPL has given you, honestly.
Totally. Before I finish, Gargi is going on a 2-week holiday, so wish her all the very best. We'll miss her. We'll miss her as part of my producer and co-host on this particular show. But I realize it's important for her to recharge. Today morning, I told her, you are not switching off. So be in touch. And I've given already a list of things she has to do from Melbourne for the Ashes. So she's not switching off. It's not happening as part of Rev Sports, but I do want her to recharge and come back fresh on the 26th of August. So Gargi Raut, wish you a happy journey. Bharat Ramraj, you are part of my show every day from tomorrow. Shubhan will take over Gargi's spot and will produce the show and be part of the show for the next 2 weeks when she's on holiday. So once again, on behalf of everybody, the team, Gargi, thank you very much for your contributions and enjoy your break and come back refreshed. To everyone watching, thank you very much, folks, for joining us. We are back tomorrow as always, and do join us and subscribe to the platform and be a part of us. Thanks a lot for being there.
Thank you.